Hi, I'm Dominic. It's a beautiful sunny day out here in Cleveland, and we're gonna come and cook some chicken, some green beans, and some rice. So we're just gonna start by prepping our chicken with some extra virgin olive oil on the pan, just a little bit, because the chicken already has some oil in it. And so we're just gonna put that, spread this a little bit more. And it's gonna really help the chicken cook a little bit thicker and through better. Not a lot of oil in here. So just 2 chicken breasts on here. And we're just gonna throw some salt and pepper over it, along with some garlic salt. Or not garlic salt, but garlic. So, go. Garlic gives it a nice little flavor to it, and the pepper gives it a little kick. Even though the garlic is actually pretty, gives a little kick by itself. Add some pepper. So we're just gonna turn that up to, so like about a 4, so it can cook. And we're gonna start our green beans. So as you can see, we have a nice steamer in here. Add some water to it. Okay. So put this on the front burner. We're gonna get our green beans over here. You can get them packaged or not packaged, either way. These are just fresh packaged green beans from the store. So I'm gonna turn this on. So they're just gonna cook for about 5 or 10 minutes to, steam them, and they're raw. It's just gonna give them nice flavor. So, some people do season them when you are putting them in. I like to season them after, because you never know if that water is gonna take away any of the seasoning. Just gonna put this in here. Add a little bit more water. Okay. Add the lid and let this boil. Now you don't have to use all the green beans, but if you're cooking for a lot of people, you can. So that's cooking up. These chicken, turn these up a little bit. And just a splatter guard, it's going to help it so it doesn't splatter everywhere. I'm also going to start our rice. So what you want to do, you're just going to, go like this so it can loosen up the rice. And then you will put it in for 90 seconds. Now you want to tear about 2 or 3 inches for some ventilation. Chicken is cooking up nicely, so that's a good sign. Okay, so our rice is cooking and our chicken is nicely cooking up. Now, what you want to do while it's cooking, just so it has that nice sizzle to it, you're just gonna wow it so it's not splattering all the way. Just add little cuts in it. You don't have to make them all the way through. Just add some little cuts to them. And you might have an uneven piece of meat. So you're just gonna wanna make sure that they're cooking all the way through, but they're not cooking over, so it's not dry. Now, chicken, you can't have chicken really medium rare because it's such a, there's a lot of bacteria on chicken if you don't cook it all the way through. So you want to make sure that's not happening. Check on my green beans. They steam up nicely. So as you can see, the water's just coming to a hot, nice boil. Our chicken is coming to a nice sizzle. We're cooking it all the way through. Our rice is almost done. It only has 10 seconds left. Now, I'm going to start prepping for dessert. It's going to be this delicious chocolate coffee with a delicious mocha sauce. So this is ready. And depending on how much you're going to make, as I said, make 2 bags or 3 bags. We're actually going to keep this in the microwave just so it stays warm. You can still put it on its side, leave it out there a little bit so it doesn't steam everywhere. So chicken is cooking up nicely. These green beans are going to be cooked all the way through. You can season them with vinegar, whatever you want, but we're going to season them with a little garlic and a little salt. If you want pepper, that's fine. These are cooking up nicely. They have a nice, crust on them. And when you flip them, you want to season them too. Additional seasoning is optional for these. So you want to, for the green beans, we're just going to grab a bowl. Or not for the green beans, but for the rice, you're going to grab a bowl and just set them in there. You can warm it up additionally if you need to. You don't need to. Just some Uncle Ben's ready rice. This is all about easy, simple dinners, maybe even a dessert. So you can have that. Let's grab a spoon over here. It's really gonna have flavor, and you can add some butter even while it's hot. Just get the main clumps out. The chicken's doing pretty good. So, as I said, you want to get the main clumps out of this. And in a minute here, we're going to start chopping our parsley. It's fresh parsley right out of the grocery store. So I'm going to be really happy to get this out. You can have them in bunches or you can grow it. Either one is fine. So you can, it's a big bunch of this. So we're not going to use all of it. We're just going to use a little bit for a chicken. Chicken is cooking up nicely. It smells so good. The parsley has that, so earthy. It smells so good. So we're just going to chop this up. Fresh parsley, make sure it has a little bit of water on it, excess water. It's going to flavor the dish actually pretty well. So our rice is nice, looking good. Add butter, salt, whatever you want. You can use brown rice, whatever. So let's check on our green beans real quick. They're steaming nicely. That water is nice and hot. Our chicken is going good, so we're in good shape here. Now you can use the parsley when you're garnishing, or if you want to use it for when you're actually throwing it in. When this is done, we're just going to throw a little bit over and then put a garnish on the side right over with the rice. So it smells great and it's very powerful, so you want to be careful with how much you use. So if you have experience with parsley, you can definitely use that. You can pound your meat if you would like to. Just check this real quick. You can pound your meat if you want to, but you don't have to. It's very optional. Our chicken is so the chicken is cooking up nice and well. As you can see, it has that orange on it. It's cooking up real nicely. But the thing about chicken, you have to cook it correctly, or else it will be very hard to eat, and could also result to bad stomachache. So just finished chopping up our parsley over here. You want to fine dice on these, and then when you garnish, you want a nice leaf. Now, everybody says that kids can't cook because they have no experience, but that's actually not correct. If you have an experience with cooking, or even just the art of discovering new things, then I think you can cook whatever age you are. So I think it's very an understatement when people say kids can't cook. So I'm really offended by that. But it's a beautiful day. It's a nice, fresh dish. So I think I'll enjoy it pretty well. I'm going to check on our green beans here. Ooh, yes, they're steaming up correctly. We have some boiling water over here, if you can see that. It's a nice boil. So they're steaming correctly with the water and all that. So we really want to make sure that water is boiling before you actually make the move to actually try to say it's done. You want to make sure it's boiling. Now, our rice is okay to handle it, so we're going to grab some butter. Margarine or real butter is okay. So, grab our butter. This is real butter, not margarine. Margarine is just a salty, it's basically a fake butter. It's like a salty form of butter. It has that extra salt to it. Just a little slab of butter to go in. The chicken is cooking great. You want to leave it 10-15 minutes for each side to cook because you want it to cook all the way through. The green beans, on the other hand, if they're raw, you don't want them too tough if you make an attempt to actually cook them. So you want to give them enough time too. And then there's many types of chicken. You can use chicken breast. You can even have, if you're trying to make a sauce for the chicken to accompany the chicken, you can even use like a chicken stock to help it out with flavors. Now, we're also going to add just a pinch of salt. Just going to add some depth to the rice. Even though that rice is a pretty bland thing, it's original, so it's really bland. You want some taste to it. So we're just gonna see if these green beans are done. I won't stick your hand in that or tongs. So you're just gonna grab one and taste it. Okay, one from the top. Because if the top's undone, then none of them are done. Now, really quickly, we're just gonna sprinkle some on when we flip it. Again, it's gonna cook and wilt down the parsley. So just let that on there. Give it a few minutes. Make sure it's cooked all the way through. Make sure the chicken's cooked all the way through, because if it's not, trust me, you don't want to eat it all the way. Okay? These green beans are definitely done. Okay. So when they're done boiling, if you can, move them to like a back burner or a side burner so it's not on the heat. As you can see, it's still boiling, so you're just gonna slightly slant it so you have that ventilation in it. This chicken is doing okay. So it has a little bit more time. And then if you want to serve it whole, here, this one is ready to flip. See, that parsley is going to wilt right onto the chicken, and it's going to taste great. You're looking for a nice crust. So like this, it has a nice pepper crust, or something that can crust it up. As I said, we're going to use parsley to garnish the rice with, to have some resemblance in the dish. We're also going to put some more parsley over the chicken, unless it didn't stay on. This is looking great. Let's taste this. Has perfect flavor. It needs a little bit more salt though. Now when you do the salt, it's going to be very, you have to be very even with it. If you add too much, then it won't be enough. There won't be enough flavor to it. And then that butter is going to add some creaminess. So we're just going to end up here. We're just going to finish cooking our chicken. We're going to finish our green beans and our rice. It's going to be a great dish.